Today's topic is something I'm going to talk about in a moment, but I want to tell the story first. So we're going to start with that, and then I'm going to reveal it as I go. So I gotta be honest. You might be surprised about this, but I haven't always had it together. Surprise, surprise. I used to be sloppy with my emotions, like really sloppy. You wouldn't have wanted to be around me, especially around the age of 20. I was a bit of a hot mess. Raised in a severely dysfunctional household where emotional drama was the highlight of the day. Every time there was a catastrophe, which was pretty much daily, I would get a subconscious dopamine hit. And I became addicted to the emotional chaos and the abuse. My internal world reflected the outer chaos, and I had no idea how to find peace. I managed, but still, I was not by any sense the calm, centered person that I am today. Only during my first important relationship did it become abundantly clear that this pattern didn't serve me. It was destroying me and the people around me. And I figured out that I needed to fix it. So I learned tools to clean up my emotional act, so to speak. It took several years, let's be real, to undo this subconscious patterning. And today I find also that when I work with clients, many of them have the same addictive patterning to emotional drama. There is a term for this in that people out of the AA world have come to use. They call it emotional sobriety. But what I like to say, the best solve for what I like to cultivate with my clients is something called emotional hygiene. And emotional hygiene is the concept of keeping your emotional life clean, maintaining rituals and routine to ensure your mind, body, soul alignment before you become dysregulated. Right? So the idea is to not wait until you're completely out of whack to heal, which frankly is what most of us have been taught to do, whether it's a physical ailment or an emotional soul centered ailment. We have been taught to wait until we're sick to go to the doctor. But this idea is to do what you need to do every day in life to make sure you don't get dysregulated. And when people who have had trauma in their life in the past, their bodies are conditioned to cling to anything. They will cling to anything that will bring a dopamine hit, especially emotionally. So everybody has their own specific patterns. So certain people will be addicted to a certain type of relationship. Some people will be addicted to a certain type of emotional pattern. Other people, they've clung to food. For other people, it's substances. But for whatever it is for you, you have to recognize what the pattern is and set up the ritual, the emotional hygiene going to keep you from falling into that pattern. That's going to keep you healthy and well. And I like to ask the question, what's in your medicine cabinet? So, what are you pulling out of your medicine cabinet every morning to make sure you're staying centered? Are you writing in your journal for 5 minutes? And then are you doing some pranayama? What is helping you stay calm and centered every day so you are not getting triggered when something comes up? Somebody's asking me what I'm talking about. So I kind of went through a really nice intro. And right now I'm talking about my concept of emotional hygiene. And if you want to follow back through it, I recommend you sign up for my email list because all of this is going to come out later today in my email and you're going to get a whole recap. So that's the best way to get a recap of this because unfortunately I can't go back through it. So that's my recommendation for staying calm and centered in today's world, because when you've had trauma in your life, it is almost inevitable that your patterns, even when you've healed them, they're still sort of in your DNA. Yeah. They're sort of in your DNA. And even once we've done all the digging up, we've done all this healing, even people who have worked with me one-on-one, it's sort of like somebody who's been through AA for 20 years and they're a sober alcoholic. Every once in a while, they're still going to want and think about, oh man, I could really use a cold one. Somebody with trauma in their DNA is still going to just subconsciously notice something in a pattern of a relationship, perhaps, and I'm giving an example here, like, oh man, it would be great to fall for this person or something, right? But if you are doing the things you need to do every day to keep yourself calm, centered in your lane, aligned with yourself, with your inner wisdom, doing the things you need to do to stay strong, moving through the world empowered with your truth, all of that can kind of fall by the wayside. And you can do what you need to do to get through the day and through your life and be as successful as you want and need to be with what you're doing and what you're creating with your dharma, your purpose. So, what's in your medicine cabinet? And that's what I'll leave you with today. Happy Friday. Have a beautiful week.